I'm in a place called the Wesley Tabernacle. Behind me, there's a podium. Next to the podium, there's a table, the map of the world. And a big giant shofar. And the podium's got the fabric on it. God cares about the fabric. He covered the people. He covered the people. He tore the veil of the temple. He gave instructions through his Son of how we are to go into his presence. Avenu Shalom Aleichem. Which means peace and wholeness be unto you, messengers of the Most High. Avenu Shalom Aleichem. Avenu Shalom Aleichem. Come on, say it. Avenu Shalom Aleichem. Avenu Shalom Aleichem. Avenu Shalom Aleichem. Avenu Shalom Aleichem. Avenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. When Yahweh Elohim, the God of the universe, first got a hold of me, I got rid of my car shows and my music and my cinema and my friends, and I went to hide out at my parents' house and ask questions of my mother, who was my sent one. Who is your sent one? Who? Who is your sent one? Yeshua says to the disciples, look, you guys are coming after me because you're having problems, you want stuff, I conjured up food, and now you're hungry again. Don't chase after stuff that doesn't last. Chase after the stuff that lasts forever. And they say, okay, yeah, you caught us red-handed. This is John chapter 6. Okay, yeah, you caught us red-handed. How do we get in on the work of Abba, Elohim, Adonai? How do we do the work of God like you're doing the work of God? And he says one thing, Pistuo, apostolo, reos. Pistuo means to connect with, to cleave to become one unit with. Two turned into one. To cleave to, get on the same team as the one that God has sent to you. Who is your strongest sent one? Who has been sent to you from the heavenly realms to teach you stuff and to do stuff with? You don't have to be that person, but you can imitate that person. And you can even help them sort out their paper clips or deal with day-to-day things. As you're helping a person who is a sent one, you are actually helping God. The more that you put your shoulder into the work of one whose work is heavenly work, the more you're working with God. So my mother was my sent one. She was Joe Christian. Everybody knew she was jumping for Jesus. The reason why we have the fabric here in this room. Is that my mother chose to use the fabric over her head in prayer and prophesying because it says, your men, your sons, like me, your sons will be spiritually disgraceful. Your sons will be disgraced if you, a woman, pray and prophesy with your head uncovered. Does that mean cover all the time? Well, you're constantly praying. So one house can decide one thing, one house can decide another thing. But in my house, when you come into my house for prayer, there's a rack of shawls, cool fabric. The men have the shawls on their shoulders in solidarity with the women who have the fabric over their heads in our hot times of prayer and prophesying. The early disciples did not have a special Jesus disciple costume. You couldn't pick them out in the crowd. They were just full of love and healing power. So, come here and remain in prayer around the clock in this place. This place is called Wesley Tabernacle. Wouldn't be no Wesley without the Moravians. What did the Moravians do? They prayed around the clock. They picked out one location with a bunch of people that didn't really completely see eye to eye with everything in their Christianity. They got them together in one place and they just got into prayer and they kept praying and they didn't stop praying around the clock. So a handful of people in the prayer position night and day. Some people go away, other people take their places, tag team. How many people can come and be in this Wesley Tabernacle and pray around the clock? I'll sleep here. I got no problem with that. I slept in my car and my van for years to help ministries and to help people who were fostering and adopting children that needed extra adults around. I can rest in my vehicle and wake up and work on bicycles and teach the kids how to love washing dishes. And many other things. Everybody's got too much stuff and not enough people to help take care of it. Will you come to this place and pressure wash wicker furniture and clean and paint and scrape and paint and scrape and paint and learn how to jack things up and help restore a cabin, restore a cottage? Will you come? That's the question. Hallelujah.